Hey, party people. Welcome to the Dental Efficiency Playbook. My name's Gabriel Hofmann. You're in the right place to get tips, tricks, and insights and the occasional cheat code. Tonight, do we have a special guest for you? The great Dr. Kathryn Alderman, who was a group practice owner, successful group practice owner, took all of her skills, all of her abilities that continue to grow and amaze all of us, and decided to build tools, great AI tools, and get a master's in AI from MIT, mind you, on AI. And now she joins us tonight to talk about what's fluff and not fluff with AI. I am so excited to bring you an action-packed and insightful episode tonight with my friend, Dr. Kathryn Alderman. Dr. Alderman, how are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you. We are friends, and this is really special for me to be here. You may have given me a little bit more credibilities than I deserve. Let me just correct. I have an MBA in business, and I have an MIT AI educational program. So basically what it means that I completed MBA and I completed MIT program to create AI for healthcare and to use AI to lead organizations. So this is really, so that's, so thank you for that. I just had to make a little
Oh, yes, and I'm sorry for my my misunderstanding. I know that you're about to graduate, correct?
Yep. Well, technically it's this month. It's just in about 2 weeks. Yes. So that's really,
Okay.
yes. So it's really been a
I
lot
saw an
of
announcement.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work and a lot of kind of feels like a long 2 years, but it's so well worth it. So that's really wonderful, and I'm super proud of it. Super excited. I think everybody.
Yes, congratulations! That is awesome. That is awesome. I saw that last week, and I was excited to congratulate you on that. And
so much.
that's coming right around the corner. You've been creating AI tools now for at least the last 2 years, right? Can you go back? Where did the interest in AI start? Can you give a little backstory on that?
Okay, so that's really interesting, and it's very interesting. So I always was interested in technology to help to solve problems in a dental office. Basically, what can I automate? What can I make more efficient? And what can I do that it's easier for my team, for my doctors, for myself, and ultimately leading to better care for my patients? What can I do? So I've been always optimizing, streamlining, and just making things easier for everybody. Really creating that positive experience, not only for our patients, but for our teams and our doctors as well. So what I was working, I was actually, 3 years ago and 4 years ago, I was working on a software to simplify scheduling. So I was already working on softwares. So when a ChatGPT came out and the first big LLM model came out, I was deep into the project and really probably $300,000 spent already. And I called my team and I said, guess what? All the money we spend, we're going to be redoing the project. We're going to go AI route. And my team said, but how do we do that? We don't know enough about AI. And I said, you will learn just like everybody else. You're a software engineer, so you can handle AI. You'll have to learn. So we immediately started shifting our scheduling software to first AI generative bot. And I named it Kathryn after my grandma. So it's actually came up to be just a beautiful, beautiful AI agent, very compassionate, very educational. And I can even show you how it works. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it speaks all the languages in the world. Yeah, you can speak to it in any language. You can speak to it, you can type, and it will give you an absolutely amazing, knowledgeable, compassionate, and highly professional answers about anything that may be happening in your practice. considering HIPAA. So really, so this is what we call a generative AI agent. And so that was my first AI product that I created with my team. It was really extremely well done. Now looking back,
That's
yeah,
amazing. And generative AI agents are, kind of the hot thing today, right? So many people talking about them. So many
yes and no,
options out
yes
there.
and no.
Some people,
Yeah,
again, we'll talk a little bit about responsible AI or the direction,
yeah,
because personally I feel there's so many people jumping into the market. You've been doing this for years. You're getting the education on it, you're designing it, the ins and outs, you're a practitioner for years, but there's so many people jumping into AI, into dentistry to provide tools that may not have all the background in operations, in understanding the business, in knowing where it needs to go. So, from that standpoint, generative AI and the agents, are they a solution to replace people answering the phone?
no, they're not. No, they're not. And that's where the fluff comes in. So, for example, I didn't know that my AI agent is wonderfully made. It's actually wonderfully made, but it's not the future of dentistry. It's not. And here's why. My AI agent can only do limited number of things. It cannot be developed into something bigger that can help to solve many problems in a dental office. So what it means that generative AI is great, but what the future is holding for us is to have autonomous AI agents that work together. That's basically, we have several agents, AI agents, and not just generative AI agents. We have several AI agents working together in an orchestrated manner, and they're delivering very highly complex tasks, and they can do things that generative AI by itself cannot do. So to simplify what I just said, for example, generative AI can create marketing materials and answer commonly asked questions and help you to create a content and help you to process transcripts, phone call transcripts. But if you want a step further and you want, for example, an agent that will create a treatment plan, follow up on a completed treatment plan, offer financial options to the patients, describe complications, and making sure that the patient is scheduled for his or her recall. That's not a generative AI. We call it autonomous AI agents, or we call it the new era of AI agents that, again, will do those type of things. And we're not there yet. So that's what I'm working on now. And sadly, I had to forget about my first agent, because my first AI agent, while it's a wonderful AI agent and it's a wonderful AI tool, it cannot grow into complex agents that we all will want on our teams. And so that's my story. That's
Gotcha.
really my story.
No, that's great. I mean, as you know, I have for, at least a few years now, worked. Initially, it started on the software side, but with robotic process automation, which is the autonomous processes.
Yeah.
And as of about 2.5 years ago, AI started to change the way that we would train that software, if you will, the way that it would learn and it would get better over time. And so today, almost 5 years, a little over 5 years, we've been working on continuing to develop that. So you're right, where it continues to go, it is developed and changes faster than any technology I have ever seen. 3D printing blew my mind when 3D printing hit dentistry, but AI is multiple times faster?
Every single day. Every single day. So really the future of a dental office is, everybody asks me, will it replace my job? 6 months ago, I said, oh no, it will not replace your job. Now I confidently say, yes, it will replace many jobs. It will replace many jobs, including a dentist job, including a hygienist job, but not right away. It will be over time. And, we always will have, definitely, we always will, this is a people business and we cannot replace and we don't want to replace, but ultimately there will be choice. There will be choice. For example, remote locations, places where it's hard to find a dentist, places where it's hard to find a hygienist. There will be solutions for those places as well. So, but definitely AI is here, and what I referred to earlier called an agentic AI agents. They will become a part of our team. Like, Gabriel, how fun is that? You will, like, someday, soon, like, we're talking about 2025, 2026. We're talking about in the next 12 to 24 months, you will come to work and you will be like, hey, Lucy, help me. Lucy, I need you to do this today. And Lucy, the agentic AI agent, will get to working for you. And then you will say, Lucy,
I mean, it's already,
yeah.
For me, the number of times that I use AI in my day.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the episode is Fluff and No Fluff. So many people, you ask them the question, they may not be familiar on a deep level with AI, or they may not realize how often they're using it when they talk to Siri or Alexa or any number of, now it's integrated in cars all over the place, right? But I think, the advancements in ChatGPT just blow my mind. And I remember when years ago, when they rolled it out, and then they were surprised at how quickly it was learning and how the borders that they needed to put in. So there's no question in my mind that while it will replace some jobs, those that choose to understand it and embrace it and learn how it's going to advance all fields that you work in or work with will be those that will be able to still be relevant in that period of time. Those that fear it and don't learn about it and don't understand, I think that's not fluff. You need to be able to embrace and understand how you can work with it to provide a higher level of patient care, to work more efficiently, to drive better results, to work with people, but also understand that it's not going to replace you if you understand where you add value on top of it, right? If your goal is to sit in front of a computer 24 hours a day and do the same thing over and over again, those are the people that are going to be replaced by AI. You mentioned dentistry. I know, gosh, every time I go to a show and I see, whether it's Yomi or see another one of these robots for implants or for aspects of treatment, it just continues to advance and become more accurate. And it blows my mind. It's crazy. I see what's happening with robots.
Amazing.
And there is okay, so again, do you think that when you say that jobs will be replaced, right? There's an aspect of the population that is honestly afraid of what AI could do to the world. What's your response to that?
It's not a choice anymore. You can be afraid, you can be fearful. We don't have a choice. We have to learn. Because AI is here, AI is developing, so we really don't have a choice. It's really, right now we still, right now it's okay, but over time, like most of the people 85% of population will lose jobs because of AI. And again, I'm not trying to be sad. There are going to be government agencies that we will adjust to it. Everything is going to be fine. We all will adjust to it. But truly, the future looking bright for all of us. Like, people will not have to work as much because we will have AIs working for us. The 40-hour week may not to be present because we all will have AIs working for us as well. So it's hard to imagine right now. We don't need to be afraid of that. This is fabulous. This is great. And it's going to make all of our lives better. But there's going to be an adjustment as we get to that place. And that's going to be interesting how it's all going to look. And we don't have a control over that. We don't know what it's going to look like. But ultimately, it's always works out in everybody's benefit. So I do believe the future looks bright for all of us.
That's amazing. I love that, the analogy that when, before the internet came about, think about, for those of us that remember it, there was fear of, like, everybody wanted greater efficiency, or there were aspects of society that were frustrating. But you don't know what you don't know until it comes about. And now, can anyone imagine the world without the internet? No.
It is.
Right? And so I liken it to a certain extent to that. Granted, there are people, look at all of the people who we all those of us that have worked in practice, dealt with ransomware and all the nonsense, and then all of those that aren't, that use aspects of that for fraud, right? There's those that take it and turn things into a negative. But on a grand level, try to imagine society that is not online, that is not connected today. You can't.
You can't.
Right.
No,
and so I don't know exactly what that timeline will be, but fast forward a number of years, and again, we're going to be, the future is here, right? Think about where we were. It's going to continue moving at a greater rate. All the tools, there are so many tools that now they're, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I know what I use on a daily basis now, because there are so many tools. There are these platforms where you can use multiple tools in a single platform that allows you to go across different tools. So you're querying, or designing or creating, multiple different aspects in a single query, whereas previously you'd have to go between different tools.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit about the evolution today, where we are versus where where we started with say the large language models initially?
Well, that's really, and it's changing every single day. So what it's basically, it's a big, again, it's a big trend just in the last 6 months was multinational LLM models. What it means that it can process multiple things. For example, you can give it a different input and it can process different input like PDF files, Word documents, voice messaging, and videos as well. So that's been a good trend. Now the biggest trend is really creating more memory for your AIs. And again, an agentic AIs. That's really the future and very near future. So again, agentic AI, that's a big topic we're all racing to work on. And that's really what it means, that we're not just creating LLM models, we're creating multiple models. We're taking a lot of different AIs, not only process information, but to connect information, to really make it all the information orchestrated together and for certain outcomes that we want. So really, agentic AI and orchestrating the agentic AI agents is I would say that's what we all the AI companies working on, along with creating more memory for those AI agents as well. So that's a big trend right now. That's what we truly all working on. But let's talk about fluff and no fluff. In all of that, there is a lot of fluff. And how do I know? So when I read a magazine, a dental magazine, all I listen to what AI can do, there is a lot of overpromising, So there is a lot of reference to those agentic AIs that we all creating, but we're not there yet. So agentic
like what?
AI.
Let's dive into this a little bit, right?
So for example, appointment reminders and scheduling appropriately. There is not a single AI that can do that yet. So what it means that if a patient calls and wants to schedule an appointment, that AI is trained to go in a certain time slots on a schedule. That AI is not trained to think. It doesn't have the skills yet. We don't have that yet. That AI will think about it. Where is strategically the best time to place that appointment? For example, at some point, AI will be better than receptionist, thinking that, let's take this scenario. Patient calls and says, I only will come in for a root canal at 4:00 in the afternoon. Well, AI may think in the future, AI agent will think, well, that's a really difficult time of the day. The dentist gets tired during that time. I shouldn't be putting a patient at 4:00 for a root canal, where human receptionist may be worried about filling the schedule and she wants to close that hall, so she's going to put that patient at 4:00 for a root canal. Do you see? But agentic AI will be able to analyze and say, oh, that's not a good time. That's really not a good time. For better patient care, I need to add this appointment in the morning where the doctor has a fresh eyes and more rested. Do you see?
No, and that it's learning, right?
Exactly.
It is.
It's
if
learning.
you can teach a team member something,
you got it.
And continue to teach a team member something, as well as that team member learning from the situations. They learn the first time and the only time that you give them, and then learn each and every day, right? Imagine that. That is the way that AI will continue to learn. So
you got it. So that's really one of the examples. And right now, truly, it's, you basically right now, you tell an agent where you want that appointment to be at, and agent will only follow your regulations. Where, in the future, was AI
logic and rules.
Yes, they can think and suggest and strategize as well. They can also look at the patient's history of no-shows and say, oh, this patient no-shows quite a lot. Let's make sure we reserve this appointment by charging this patient money as well. Or that AI agent will notice that insurance maximum has reached, but a human receptionist may say, oh, your insurance is reaching, so you will need to come up with a payment plan. And AI will notice that, but instead of saying that you need to come up with a payment plan, AI may say, hey, I noticed that your insurance is reaching a maximum. This is really important treatment, and you do need this treatment to keep these tooth from developing a further infection or pain. Why don't I go through payment options with you? Again, it's like, imagine your best team member that is very seasoned and intuitive and really knows how to guide patients into scheduling pain. So at some point, AI agents will be there. We're not there yet. So that's a fluff. That's a fluff that AI can solve all of our problems right now. No, it cannot. We're not there.
No, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I often will have doctors, at the point that they have challenges in their business, say, hey, I want to replace these people. I have these problems. Can you write it? Can you build it? Da, 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 da. I mean, the answer is it depends, right? Yes
It
and no.
depends.
What are you trying to achieve?
You got it.
Can we
You
take
got
X% off of your plate? Yes. Can we take it 100% off your plate? No. Right?
no.
So today there still needs to be human interaction, and the more
Exactly.
human, especially early on. So again, keep in mind that all of the feedback, all of the interaction, input, the data inputs, right? The changes, you're continuing to train that employee that at some point will be able to do, I don't know, 8 times, 10 times the amount of work
Exactly.
24/7, 365 that we can do. And so that is why I personally love the opportunities. What is, let's see. So, do you feel like, since we're talking about fluff or no fluff,
I love it. Fluff or no fluff. I love it.
in the market today, right? The presentation, or the companies that are presenting that they will replace your team, what is your response to that?
We're not there. We're not ready. We're not ready for that. It will not replace the team. I don't think any companies are making that statement yet, because they understand that they're working with generative AI, and they don't have agentic AI agents working. So I don't think there is any companies that will make that statement. I don't think, unless pointed out, and let me see if they're making that. I want to meet with them and see.
I'm not going to blow them up, but I have heard it and I have seen it on social media, and I've seen it in ads. I
wouldn't like, they're just not there. There is not a single company. There is just not a single company. And, I know most of the companies, and I know the AI development. So there is just, it's a fluff. It's a fluff.
It's so true, because even the best tools have so many people behind them, constantly developing them and supporting them and building them. And I mean, it's just it's a never ending process at this point. So it's not like it's a, it's a beast that is operating itself.
You
have to keep adding people and keep growing that business to keep growing. So, I know that, but some of the things that I see, I cringe at it, because the important thing for, it to continue to grow and build all industries is that people understand that, yes, it's coming. This is how it will benefit our business, and this is how my position will adapt to that, to working with it, right? Or the skills that I need to learn to be able to work with it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the companies that are coming in. Let's talk about it. This is going back to Fluff. And a lot of companies come into dentistry because they believe the dentistry is just easy. They say that there is not many procedures, and it's easier to train AI in those procedures. They are correct, Gabriel. They are correct. From an AI standpoint, it's easier to train AI agents in dentistries and medical care, because it's we have about 800 ADA codes, and it's a lot easier. But let's talk about this. Imagine we need to train a new hygienist. Imagine that we need to train a new hygienist in a dental office. Would you allow anybody without a dental experience to come to your office to train a dental hygienist to become a better clinician? No, you wouldn't.
Why, right? Why would you? You're having someone that has no experience, that has no situational learning, has not, built the skills, the abilities. I think about the amount of experience that changes the way that you approach every aspect of your day: patient care, responsibility, goal setting, working with people. It goes on and on, right? But what? It's just, I laugh and smile, because I'm, any of those that have managed people know that No way. That's just
No
not going to
way.
happen.
No way. So imagine now all of these companies are coming in, zero experience in dentistry, zero experience working in a dental office. And they say, I have this AI to replace your team member or to help, to train, to support your team member. No, how's your AI trained? Or how's your AI trained? That's literally the number one question. How did you train your AI? Did you just put up a YouTube video? How did you train your AI? Because if you don't have any experience and you don't understand all the nuisances and all the things that are only specific to dental, you really should not be creating AI agents for dentistry. Again, there are exceptions to that. For example, charting clinical notes and transcribing.
Sure.
There is exceptions. There is some.
Okay, if you're taking data from one place and putting data in another place, right, with
You,
basic logic,
you,
templates, whatever, that's
you got
simple.
it. You got it. You got it. But yeah,
Understanding,
you got it.
the ins and outs of patient care and the logic behind it, and understanding the years of working with insurance carriers and all the rules around them,
Crazy.
or
Impossible.
the ins and outs of, full revenue cycle and
Crazy.
long road and a lot of situational learning
You
to
got it.
understand how to handle those better than humans can, or even 95% of it, so that humans only have to, handle 5 to 10%. There are companies that can do it. There's a lot of others that it's going to be a long road before they can get there. And the important thing to understand is, again, like, that learning takes time to perfect. It takes a ton of experience, a ton of trial and error, as it does anybody that's developed
Exactly.
software knows that you
Exactly.
don't get the final version that you're taking to market
No,
overnight.
no,
There's
no,
a
no.
whole lot of
No.
trial and error,
No, you go
right?
from kindergarten product to PhD product, and I did it firsthand. Like I did it. That was a wonderful experience creating that first AI agent. And when I talk to my AI agent now, I am blown away how good it is. I'm blown away. And
This is
again,
so much better than where you started, right?
yeah, and again, it cannot scale up to agentic agents, so that's the limitations of that. But for what it does right now, it's an amazing. But again, I put so much knowledge of dentistry and working with the patients and knowing how patients deal with dental emergencies and understanding the PR, understanding that this AI agent I'm adding is a team member, is a new team member of my practice. And this team member has to represent my brand very well. It has to be very careful not to overpromise and underdeliver. Because again, if I'm not answering a phone, or if I'm not typing up those answers in a chat box, I have to make sure my AI agent is well trained, just like a team member, or better, because it's better. But it's a team member, even though it's an AI agent. It's a team member that patients will expect to hold to certain standards and regulations. And just because my AI agents says something, patients, again, it has to be said well and correctly so it doesn't upset patients. So because of that, it's extremely important to understand dentistry and how dentistry functions and how everything is working together in a dental office. So I think when we talk about AI companies and those AI companies trying to convince us that they have the best AI product, tell me, how did you train with AI product? What is your background? How long did it take you to train with AI product? Which data did you use? And how did you use the data? So that's really important to make sure we don't bring fluff to our offices.
So good. And you made a couple really, on a high level, couple really good points. One, would would you bring a new team member aboard and not have
Oh,
boundaries of what they
no,
are learning, how they are learning, what you are teaching
exactly.
them, right? And the process of
Yeah.
teaching them and the structure around it, right? And the expectations and the trial and error, like making sure that you inspect and you know that it's no, you wouldn't do that with a team. Why would
Oh,
you do that with a tool, right? Just like you interview them, the questions, the second point that you made that is super, super important
mhm.
is knowing the right questions to ask about the data, right? We're talking about patient data. We're talking about your operations. We're talking about your model, your culture, your growth, the scaling of the business that you've put all your blood, sweat, and tears in. You want to have a partner or
Yep.
these tools that are coming in that you know the ins and outs of the company behind it, the people behind it, not only where it is, but where it's going, and not just the value that it's going to provide you now, but the process strategically and tactfully of getting it to where it's going to be a month from now, a week from now, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now, right? And what's that going to look like? Because if you don't know that,
Yep.
again, you're sort of not only are you taking the risk of further, it'd be like bringing a team member on and expecting them to learn everything on their own. And what happens? We see it today. Companies that are scaling too fast, they bring people in, just as an analogy, bring people in, hire, hire, hire. They don't have time to learn the culture because they're acquiring groups so quickly or practice so quickly. And what happens? The culture gets diluted, right? And then you have to find your way. And the best ones are able to redirect the ship and continue to grow. Many fall into that rut of then, hey, we're in a big hole and we have to get out of that. That's why I feel like there's so much additional value. What you just went through, those points are so important on so many levels. So
Can I add one
I think
thing,
that's
data?
so
Can we
so
talk?
so
Yeah,
good.
can we talk about one more point too? Data. Think about it. When you bring in an AI, you're basically sharing all of your data with this company as well. So that's really you're sharing all of your data, all of the private information. So there is definitely HIPAA and privacy issues that need to be addressed as well. And really, how do you use the data and where does the data go as well? So there is a lot to be chosen AI company, and as you start implementing with AI companies, and again, that's the main things. That's the main things, and really, you kind of echoed that in the beginning. But really, even before you bring an AI, what problem do you want to solve? Really, like, what are you? Do you really need to solve that problem? Just because you don't like Nancy up front, can you really bring an AI to replace that Nancy? It's really you have to know exactly what problem you want to solve, and really how can AI solve it, and do you need to be solving that problem? So there is a lot, and someday I will have a checklist for the AIs and really what questions you need to ask the companies when you bring an AI. I will have the checklist available, and I think that will really help to practice owners and administrators to have the conversations with potential AI vendors.
It's really good. I mean, currently, you're right. So many people come in and they're exploring and they think that it can solve quite a few problems. The key is that we really highlight the one or two. You have to start somewhere. So what's the number one biggest challenge that we're going to solve? What's the process of solving it? And then secondly, right, what is after we've done that, then what is the next step that we can tackle to
You
give
got
you
it.
time back, to make your life easier, to add value, to mitigate risk, whatever it is on a high
Exactly.
level, and then on a day to day from an execution standpoint. And so that's so good. I know it's difficult now when I get asked, because when people are like, "Hey, what can it do?" Well, the better question is, what are you trying to achieve, right?
You
What
got
do you
it.
need
You
to overcome? And then we can talk about whether that can happen, because asking what it can do, the list goes on and on and on and on based on how you apply it, how you continue to build it, how you continue to train it, how you continue to, I mean, because currently there's the intermingling of all the evolution of software and how much smarter software is getting with the AI and the large language model. So many times, right? Fluff or no fluff, companies are touting that they're using AI when there's a large percentage that it's not really AI that you're purchasing. It's software that you're purchasing that may have a very, very, very small component where the AI is within tight boundaries. That's not truly, you're not purchasing AI. AI learns and develops on a daily basis, gets smarter on a daily basis, needs consistent feedback. Again, so education is so key. I know you provide so much education on AI, and I love every bit of it.
Thank you so much.
I am also starting to speak to responsible AI and what I know, over the last 5 years. Prior to that, even in medicine, when I was had experience, the medical field has been using AI not only in diagnostics, but to be, in all aspects of practice, charting and coding and all types of things. Well before we started to really apply it in dentistry. But to your point, whether it's the billing or the regulatory aspects, right? That is the reason that the VC continues to jump into dentistry at a rate much quicker and differently than what they have with medical, or at least the way that I feel based on my experience.
It is. I don't want to add about efficiency because you are the efficiency guy. So let's talk about efficiency. Regardless of the fluff that we have, which we need to summarize, what is a fluff? That AI cannot do everything that may be mentioned in the media or magazines. What else is fluff? That companies are overpromising what AI can do, replacing a team member. That's a fluff as well. And then, but what is true? What is a fact about AI? That AI, even right now, can save you time. And it does add efficiency. It does add efficiency. AI can actually support and help efficiency in every area of a dental practice right now. Dentist, dental assistant, hygienist, treatment coordinator, HR, office manager, marketer, and it can add efficiency in every position right now. So there is an AI that can help with that right now. It's just as we move forward, it will really help with efficiency, replacing positions and replacing jobs, because we truly will have an AI to do that. But at this point, it's not there yet, but it does help with efficiency and it does support already.
So good. I mean, if you think about every single aspect of life, AI is being applied to every industry, everywhere. So when you take your business, if it's departmentalized, right, you can look at all the departments. And AI is going to improve. Some type of AI will improve an aspect, the efficiency in your business. Is that numbers? Is that diagnostic? Is that enhancing a process, right, and reducing error? The list goes on and on and on. But again, I think going back to when you're thinking about it, look at what are the biggest challenges I face in my business, and then talk to people that have the expertise to know, can this be created uniquely for my business, or is there a tool that's already out there that will add value to my business? I think when we fast forward, there will be the out of the box tools, and then there will be the custom tools. It kind of like we deal with software and we deal with other tools today, and I think that will sort of be the next, that evolution is here now, but on a grander scale, that will be the next evolution when we're looking at the AI tools that are in the market.
You got it.
And this so many gems in this conversation. I mean, every single time I talk to you, Dr.
Well,
Alderman,
hi.
it's always amazing. But there's
Thank
so
you.
many moments, so many
You.
gems, so much insight that I think, again, for my listeners, for the listeners of the Dental Efficiency Playbook, and hopefully those that don't know about us yet, this episode will help to clarify so much noise in the market today, or educate you if you don't know. So insights, tips, tricks, and the occasional cheat code. There are a few of them in this episode, thanks to Dr. Kathryn Alderman. Thank you
Thank
so much. I really enjoyed speaking with you tonight. Definitely the pleasure was
you.
mine. And I definitely look forward to, obviously I follow you. I definitely look forward to all the exciting things. Actually, one thing we didn't talk about, the DAIC, right?
It's a
Didn't you?
dental AI association, so it's a dental AI association that is a global association, and they actually bring AIs to the dental offices. But their mission is to provide a superior dental care and a medical care. It's not just limited to dental, but they're really about all health and wellness for the patient, and the doctor has all the tools that they need to optimize the patient care. So this is really great organization to be proud of. I'm super excited, and I'm a director of AI and technology implementation for the organization. So that's really it's a really exciting position. I love it.
Congratulations. It's something that
Thank
I
you.
didn't mention
It's
initially,
okay.
and just another
It's
position within the AI space that you will make an even larger impact. So
it's okay, Gabriel. I have to.
you're
I
the
love
perfect
because
person to be in
yeah,
that
I
role.
love because I'm getting too many titles, too many job experiences. My list
You're
is
just getting
growing so.
started.
Yeah, it's like my list is growing so long that it's like when people ask me what I do, it's like, would you like 20 years, 10 years, or 5 years recap? Like which, like how? It's like I'm getting too many titles. Too many, too many.
Oh, that's great. Well, just the long list of accolades, and it just continues
Yeah,
to
that's
build. I
great.
mean, every award list. I mean, I could go on, but all you have to do is search Dr. Kathryn Alderman, Intelligent Care Alliance, any of the things that we mentioned tonight, and you will find lots and lots of great education, from articles to posts to blogs. People writing about her, as well as
Oh, you're so
her own
kind.
content.
You're
So there's just
so
so much.
kind. You're just
Anyway, it's
so
been
much.
fabulous talking to you.
Thank
I have
you. Thank
enjoyed
you
it.
for
As you know, it's a
inviting me.
passion of mine as well. And
Yes. And thank you
so
for
good
doing
to
this. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for bringing this to the listener. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the great information that you provide. This is a great way for listeners to know how they can be more efficient in their practices. So thank you. Right back to you. You're amazing.
pleasure is all mine. If you enjoyed this episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook, please don't forget, like and subscribe for more action-packed episodes. Until next time, thank you.